In the middle of 2025, a Substack site called Strange Pilgrims, run by two passionate young writers, announced their plans to publish only fiction on Strange Pilgrims and to give writers $200 for each short story and $50 for each piece of microfiction. The announcement went viral on Substack. At the making of this video, December 31st, 2025, Strange Pilgrims has 24,000 subscribers before publishing a single story. Writers are so eager for literary fiction to be popular and profitable again that they are willing to bang the drum for and even sometimes help finance projects that haven't proven themselves yet. Hyperidean Press, based in Edinburgh, Scotland, and overseen by the writer, academic, and filmmaker Dematagoda, received a wave of support on Substack in December when Dematagoda announced that the press, founded in 2019, would upscale to publishing 4 books a year, adding a Hyperidean Press novel prize and paying larger advances to authors. To help finance all this, Dematagoda laid out a new subscription plan with different tiers, etc. Unlike Strange Pilgrims, Hyperidean Press has a track record, having already published 8 books. 2 of those books, a novel and a collection of essays, are Dematagoda's. In the current world of legacy publishing, with its narrow-minded political views and its tendency toward moral posturing, we need free thinkers to start and direct presses. If the inspiration to start a press comes from a writer who, in the process of independently publishing his own work, also publishes the work of writers that he admires and respects, and manages to create a community of writers and an aesthetic that bucks the system, fantastic, in my opinion. Instead of becoming a paid subscriber, I decided to buy a copy of Dematagoda's first novel, Horizontal Rain, published by Hyperidean Press in 2020. On the Hyperidean Press website, Dematagoda lists some of his favorite novels, but I figured that his own book would give a better idea of his interests and tastes. As readers, what can we expect from the authors that he publishes? And as writers, might he be interested in our work? Horizontal Rain showed me that Dematagoda is a very skilled writer with legitimate literary pretensions. He's got a great ear for dialogue. He can lift off on flights of inspired prose. He can be experimental, but he can also adhere to more traditional storytelling devices and forms. He's versatile. He's so skilled that at times he can almost gloss over where his storytelling falters. To me, the art of fiction is in storytelling. In Horizontal Rain, where art is not happening, Dematagoda dazzles us with artistry. Reading Dematagoda in Horizontal Rain is like watching a very talented ball player. You stick around to the end of the match, not because you really care how it turns out, but because of the flashes of brilliance that he reveals here and there. He is a pleasure to watch at work. The unnamed protagonist, a long-suffering romantic with a capital R, pickled by booze, antidepressants, and dilettantism, sleeps with and then becomes obsessed with Clara, a woman he hardly knows. That's the story. He second guesses everything that he does and doesn't do in love, is impulsive when he does act, and then laments his decisions afterwards. The book is comic in this regard. As the protagonist and his roommate Robert discuss art and the human condition, especially as they pertain to horny, sensitive, and intellectual men, they code switch between the vernacular of their working class roots and the higher registers that they acquired in the process of getting their PhDs. In Horizontal Reign, Dematagoda writes men much better than he writes women. Clara, the protagonist's obsession, is multiple characters. She's multiple women, a kind of unfocused composite, which maybe speaks to the protagonist, through whose perspective the story is being told. The end becomes a kind of hallucinatory collage. Dematagoda hedges his bets narratively and instead puts his expressive talents on display. I'd say that Dematagoda is interested in what most conventional presses aren't. The male perspective, even when getting graphic about sex. He can write a really good brawl scene. Expressive talent, linguistic fireworks, let's say, matters to him, as does the clash between the working class and the bourgeoisie, as does bohemian life. Although a man of color, born in Sri Lanka before moving with his family to Edinburgh, he does not bang that drum. Here's something worrisome, though. 20 pages into the story, there is a 7-page scene with 15 errata. I counted them. In this novel of approximately 200 pages, there are probably 100. If your objective is to create beautiful objects, and Dematagoda clearly is gifted in this department, the Hyperidean catalog is distinctive. The pages are of good quality. The type and design are tasteful. Why be sloppy when editing galleys? Why leave such an amateurish impression? Publishing and championing the work of others is not something to take lightly. It's time-consuming. You have to upload your writer's books to the various platforms. You have to put in metadata. You have to proofread galleys well. You have to do the accounting. You have to reach out to booksellers, to bookshops, to blurbists. You have to handle the social media. You have to read queries. You have to work line by line with the work of the writers you do choose, who might be touchy. And then there's the book design. And all of this has to be done as a labor of love until you get that one breakout book. If that one breakout book ever comes to make the business even slightly profitable. How many people with great literary taste, and Dematagoda clearly has it, are willing to do a job that requires such self-effacement, economic sacrifice, attention to minutia, and practicality? Practicality too, because, for example, to keep your writers happy, I don't think you can be anti-establishment or anti-capitalist or anti-Amazon, because if you don't sell books, then it's a vanity project. Anyway, I hope that Dematagoda succeeds with Hyperidean Press. We need taste like his at the helm. I only hope that that taste is paired with a true vocation for publishing and promoting the work of others. A quick reminder, to support the cause, you can always like, comment, or follow, or if my passion and insights about literature make you curious about my own attempts at it, there is always My Half Orange, a story of love and language in Seville, published by Tortoise Books in 2023, about the 10 most transformative years of my life when I moved from New York City to Seville, Spain in 2005, met a local woman, and started a family with her without hardly speaking Spanish. I plan to soon upload an audio version to Substack, Rants from a Foreign Land, John Julius Reel. Follow me there to receive all my updates by email. Thanks, good people.